Nick, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is it always like this?
It's always different.
You're worried, aren't you?
Yeah. She can get real mean. There. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, if I can just get through the speeches without yawning. I couldn't sleep last night.
Too excited?
No, Al went out on his boat last night and didn't come home. He still isn't back.
Mrs. Williams?
I called the Coast Guard and they said, oh, he might have had engine trouble. They said not to worry. He was complaining about his boat last week.
Maybe you ought to go home.
Oh, that's the last place I want to go. My dog started to bark at 12 last night and didn't stop until 6 this morning.
What happened?
He was pointed toward the ocean and growling. What does that tell you? My dog goes crazy and decides to bark at the water.
I heard the church bells at midnight as I started to drift off to sleep, and suddenly my car alarm went off for absolutely no reason.
Really?
Uh-huh, woke up the whole block. This town sits around for 100 years and nothing happens, and then one night the whole place falls apart.
Al!
Take this line, too.
Al! Tommy! Dick!
Cabin and steering house are empty. Maybe somebody picked them up.
There's water in the generator.
But the deck is dry as the bones.
There you have it. My next project. Restoration of the Morgantown Road Cemetery. It's historical. Our ancestors are buried there.
It's gonna cost a lot.
Come on, Sandy. So, this town should be proud of its past. But trying to get anyone involved in community affairs is like pulling teeth. Better get the estimates ready for the council meeting next month.
Yes, ma'am.
Sandy, you're the only person I know who can make yes, ma'am sound like screw you.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, if you'll just say a little prayer asking that he not be in his cups.
Not a good sign.
Father Malone! Father Malone! Hello?
Another bad sign.
You try the study and I'll look up front. Father Malone? Jesus. Oh,
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry.
Mrs. Williams. Mrs.
Are
Williams.
you all right?
I have something to show you. December 9. Met with Blake this evening for the first time. He stood in the shadows to prevent me from getting a clear look at his face. What a vile disease this is. He is a rich man with a cursed condition. But this does not prevent him from trying to better his situation and that of his comrades at the colony.
Every single gauge is broken. All the glass is shattered.
Roger, something?
Last night.
In your truck.
Yeah. Yeah. Thermometer's broken. Mercury's stuck at 20 degrees. There's no water dead in here, but something awful cold did.
December 11, Blake's proposition is simple. He wants to move off Tangier Island and relocate the entire colony just north of here. He has purchased a clipper ship called the Elizabeth Dane with part of his fortune and asks only for permission to settle here. I must balance my feelings of mercy and compassion toward this poor man with my revulsion at the thought of a leper colony only a mile distant.
It's rusted to the wall.
It was on. You drank a lot of beer last night.
Yeah, every night.
What's it like?
It's always the same. Room starts spinning.
I mean fishing.
You fish.
The only thing I know about fishing is you use a lot of worms.
Salt water. She was clean 2 nights ago. I checked her out myself, and now it's as if she's been turned over in the water.
April 20, the 6 of us met tonight. From midnight until 1 o'clock, we planned the death of Blake and his comrades. I tell myself that Blake's gold will allow the church to be built and our small settlement to become a township, but it does not soothe the horror that I feel being an accomplice to murder.
Now what?
Wait for the Coast Guard.
I'm sorry.
What for?
Ever since you picked me up, things have been going well. The clock broke, the windows have been breaking. The weirdo at the door last night.
That isn't you.
I'm not so sure. Things seem to happen to me. I'm bad luck.
I don't believe in luck. Good or bad. I don't believe in anything much. Something did happen once. My father was a fisherman. He ran a trawler out of Whiteley Reef. One night, late, coming back in, he was out beyond the reef, out near Spivey Point. He looked to windward, saw a brig under short sail, heading right for him. And he radioed. There was no reply. Nothing moved on the deck, but she held her course. My dad and 2 of his hands, they